There are 9 unique party members with 2 additional types you can add to your party through spells in Via and Hunga to Termina. While their degrees of effectiveness vary considerably, you will find strength in numbers, as each additional group member you recruit will make your journey during the Termina Festival that much easier, and you will also get exclusive party talk and dialogue options depending on the characters you choose. However, as with many things in the Via and Hunga series, actually getting the characters to agree to join you isn't straightforward, and it's easy to miss characters even on multiple playthroughs, as you can only recruit them during certain times of the 3-day festival and after completing certain conditions. In this video, I will walk you through all of the possible ways to recruit each character in the game. Abella is one of the first characters you can recruit into your party, and she is actually one of the best characters you can get as well, due to her knowing wrench toss, which can one-shot many early game enemies, and her short circuit skill, which will allow you easy access to areas that would otherwise be unavailable until later in the game. Abella is extremely easy to recruit, as you only need to go to Tunnel 7 west of the Woodsman's Shack. There will be headless hounds on the path, which can be a pain, but you can easily dodge them by drawing aggro, then looping around the tree to avoid them. Upon opening the hatch to the tunnel, Abella will approach and follow you inside, where she requests to join you. Note, if you go to the Mayor's Manor and talk to Henryk first, you won't be able to recruit her, and coincidentally, recruiting Abella makes Henryk unavailable to talk to. Levi will first be found in the basement of the abandoned house with the New God Ritual Circle in the outskirts of the city. He will run away from you, but you can then find him within the basement of the restaurant in the city of Prehevel, north of the Locked Gate, on the morning and evening of day 1. Here you will find him going through withdrawal, and you will need to give him his fix in order for him to calm down. If you have defeated Needles, he will have 3 of these items on his body, and this is the easiest guaranteed way to get the item needed. After calming down, Levi will request to come with you and will join your party. If not saved here, on the night of day 1 and morning of day 2, Levi will be found in an altercation with Caligura in the west alley of Prehevel by Sylvian Square. You will need to defeat Caligura to save Levi, and he will run away again, this time to the orphanage. Here you can find him within a back classroom where he will be standoffish at first. You will need to choose the non-hostile options to show him you mean no harm, and he will agree to join you. Osa has a very interesting way to be recruited, as you can actually have him join you as early as the morning of day 1, all the way up until the evening of day 3. To do so, you will need to make your way to Tunnel 1 within the deep woods and get past Stitches. The easiest way to reach the tunnel is to draw the Venushka symbol in the shack just north of the train, then climb the tree which leads to the deep woods. You can get the Venushka skin Bible from random bookshelf looting or Pocket Cat. Alternatively, you can go all the way through the city of Prehevel and head south from the orphanage and news agency to reach the deep woods. You will need to find the path that leads to the Centaur and tunnel entrance, then make your way through the maze and activate the elevator with gasoline canisters. On the lower floor, you will find Osa, who has been injured by an arrow, and he can be persuaded to join your party. Marcoh can be recruited at 2 different times during your playthrough, and it will depend on whether or not Tanaka is alive after day 1. On the morning of day 2, you will find Marcoh in front of the restaurant in Prehevel being held at gunpoint by Pav, and if Tanaka is alive, he will be there as well. You will then need to intervene and defeat Pav for Marcoh to survive, and he will give thanks while revealing he was there to get a wheelchair for Olivia. He will then return to the train, and if Tanaka isn't alive at this point, you can recruit him. If Tanaka is with him, they will be training outside of the train until the night of day 2, where Marcoh will move inside and you can recruit him here. Olivia's method for being recruited is simple, but there are many minor conditions that change how you go about it. As previously mentioned, Marcoh and/or Tanaka will be able to retrieve her wheelchair on the morning of day 2 from in front of the restaurant in Prehevel. If you don't save them from Pav here, you can pick up the wheelchair and take it to Olivia. If Marcoh is dead, you will need Tanaka to be alive for the scene to occur, but Pav will not be there to threaten him. If you are playing as Marcoh, you will need to make sure Tanaka survives to this point in the story to get the wheelchair, or Olivia will become unrecruitable. Once the wheelchair is brought back to Olivia, she will become available to join your party. Daan can temporarily be recruited on the evening of day 1 in the slums in the northernmost shack by the lake. You will find him inside examining a moon-scorched villager, and after talking with him, he can join your party, but will leave if you exit the slums area. Daan can then be found in the white mold apartments on day 2 in the room with the sigil of sulfur on the floor. After talking with him here, you will be able to recruit him. Karin can be found in multiple places throughout Brehevel on the first day, but will refuse to join you until the morning of day 2. You will find her in front of the news agency taking photos of a half-cocooned in the distance, and she will agree to join you here. However, if Levi isn't safe from Caligura and you choose to fight him, Karin will appear and ask what happened. If you choose the wrong options, she can become suspicious of you and will refuse to join you altogether. However, this is pretty difficult to do, so it shouldn't be an issue in recruiting her. Marina has a few possible ways to be recruited and even has a unique recruitment option if you are playing as Levi. If Henryk moonscorches into the gentleman and Marina isn't recruited on the night of day 1, and the room in the upstairs of the mayor's manor is kept locked, she will be kidnapped by the gentleman and held in the upstairs bedroom. Defeating him here will allow you to recruit her, but she will leave after you change rooms 6 times unless you sleep until the evening of day 2. However, if you are playing as Levi, she won't leave your party and will instead be a permanent member. If Henryk is saved, or defeated as the gentleman before the night of day 1, Marina will be found in the Brehevel bookstore. You can ask where she is going, and she will reveal she is headed to the church, and you can tell her you will be going there as well. Going to the front entrance of the church will cause Marina to chase after the player, where she will ask to join your party. There is a unique recruitment scene where you can get both Marina and Karin in your party at the same time, which involves Levi's Moonscorch form. If Karin and Marina are unrecruited, alive, Marina isn't held in the mayor's manor, and Levi survived Caligura, he will Moonscorch into the Weeping Scope on the evening of day 2. Traveling to the ruined streets north of Sylvian Square will cause a scene to occur where Karin and Marina are taking cover from the Weeping Scope's gunfire. After charging him, he will run away, and Karin and Marina will both agree to join your party here. To recruit everyone's favorite evil goat, you first need to obtain the rare skin Bible, either from a random bookshelf loot or pocket cat, get a piece of chalk, then defeat the woodsman. You will need to loot his body for the key and enter the basement of his house. Within the room at the end, draw the symbol of rare within the ritual circle and travel to the alternate dimension. Here you will find the mysterious man in black, who will start a conversation with you. You can choose any dialogue option besides the third one, and when you exit the dimension and go back outside the woodsman's shack, Black Kalev will be awaiting you and you can have him join your party. Note, there are a few spots in the game where he will stop to eat grass and will leave your party until you feed him a carrot, so keep this in mind if you plan to have him in your group. Ghouls make a reappearance in Fia and Hunga too, and just like in the original game, you can recruit them with the necromancy spell from the Grogoroth skill tree. Once learned, you can use the spell on specific corpses to bring them back to life, and they will join you as an uncontrolled party member. The first type you can get are the soldiers. One is found south of the mayor's manor, one within Tunnel 7 by the Telectroscope, and one is found in the ruined streets as an enemy, but you can revive it once defeated in battle. You can also revive the sickle-wielding Moonscorch villagers, but you will need to be sure not to saw off their heads as they will be unrecruitable if done. The Blood Golem spell from the Grogoroth skill tree allows you to summon a Golem ally by causing damage to yourself. The Blood Golem is a great tank as it has 200 hit points and can be summoned in any battle. However, it will always disappear after battle and you will have to summon it every time. If you use the Spice Forge skill, you can summon it at the beginning of every battle without needing to waste a turn, and is a great way to draw aggro for bosses that are meant to be solo, like the Heartless one or Percola and Rare. I'd like to give a special shout out to the Omni World channel members. As always, please be sure to like and subscribe for weekly Fia and Hunga lore videos.